2 words, my friends, fried chicken. That's right, look at that skin. Check out that salty, seasoned, lovely goodness. And then I've got a little secret weapon that I sprinkle over at the end. These are my ultimate Thai fried chicken wings. Hot, steamy. Okay, so first off, we need to get like an awesome flavor-packed marinade going on here. I'm gonna start off with some lemongrass. This one to me is all about that lemongrass flavor and fragrance. So I want 2 really good, decent stalks of those. And just to get these going, I need to soften them up with my pestle. And then you want to take the kind of really woody, firm parts. Always like the first few outer layers of that lemongrass are really tough. So I'm going to peel those away. And then I want a really fine slice here. We are going to mortar and pestle this, but the finer you can slice it, the easier that job will be. Now I also want some garlic here. And a really decent whack of garlic. To me, fried chicken and garlic, and you know, that's a good combination. All right, so what we want to use here is actually the stem part of the coriander. Now, I know a lot of you who have been watching my channel for a while would have seen me using this quite a bit in a lot of Thai dishes. It's a very traditional way to use the coriander, and there's lots of flavor in this bottom part. Now, I know a lot of you have that coriander cilantro problem, or your husband does, or your niece does, or, you know, when you use the coriander in a marinade like this, the flavor actually becomes very background. Like, it does provide some savoriness, but it's not like outright coriander. So you could actually try and kind of like sneak it in and not tell the person who doesn't like the coriander. Anyway, let's get this in here. You can totally leave it out if you would like to as well. And then to this, I'm gonna add some coriander seeds. Now, traditionally you would add like black pepper, but sometimes I like to sort of switch that up for the coriander because you kind of get like this extra boost of fragrance, but you still get a little bit of kind of heat from the coriander seed as well. And now we want to make this into a kind of rough paste. I don't want it too fine dining. I actually want some of like the crispy, chunky bits to stick to the chicken. So let's just get this going. Okay, so this is the kind of situation that you're after. So see, not too like fine paste, but you know, a little chunky. Now I want to take my chicken wings, and that little flavor paste goes on top. Now we need some extra bits and pieces here to kind of get a good amount of salt and like seasoning into those wings. So I'm going to go in here with some oyster sauce and some fish sauce, of course, because these are Thai chicken wings. And then the little secret here is a dash of sugar. So the sugar is not going to make things overly sweet, but it's going to help get things like brown and caramelized and sort of really lush. Now the only way to do this is to get right in there with your hands. Make sure each little piece of chicken gets some love. Oh, that is smelling so good. That garlic and the coriander, lemongrass. All right, now this chicken has so much flavor that you don't even need to leave it to marinate. Like, I'm just gonna get my oil heating up and then we're good to go. So to check if your oil is hot enough, and I'm just using some vegetable oil here, vegetable, peanut oil, or rice bran oil, all very good options for deep frying because they have a high smoke point, which means they won't burn and break down, and they also have a neutral flavor. So it's not like an olive oil where you get that olive oil flavor. Okay, enough nerdy stuff. Let's have a look at the temperature. So get yourself a wooden spoon and just pop that into the oil. And when you can see some nice, sensible little bubbles, I don't want like a fierce amount of bubbles here because that chicken needs to cook for quite a while. So gentle, sensible amount of bubbles there. Now I want to coat that chicken with some corn flour or cornstarch, depending on where you are in the world. So this is just going to give us a little bit more like stickiness and a little bit of a crunch factor. So sort of pour that on. Again, get in there with your hands. So it almost kind of like becomes a batter. And now straight into that hot oil. Now don't put too many pieces in the pan here. You want to give each piece of chicken some room to get some color, get some oil, get some crispiness. Otherwise, too many pieces, oil temperature drops, and that's when you get soggy chicken. No one wants soggy chicken. Now that's the kind of like soft little bubble that you want going on there. Oh, is there anything more joyous than fried chicken? I don't think so. Look at that. Now what you want to do is keep moving these guys around in that oil because I don't want any like really black, brown, hot spots going on any of those pieces. And You want to give them about like 10, 12 minutes at least. You'll see like the color will be really deeply sort of burnished and brown, and it'll be cooked through. But just keep them turning over. You've got to tend to them, give them some love. Don't just leave them there. Now the extra little special thing we're going to do at the end is sprinkle on some kaffir lime leaves. So these guys are going to like really pep up the flavor of the chicken at the end. Look, if you can't get kaffir lime leaves, you can also just use some lemon zest, finely grated. It'll do a good job too. So with these guys though, what you want to do is just sort of peel out the center stem part and roll them up. This is the easiest way to sort of cut them really fine because they are quite chewy, so you do want a really fine chop on these. Okay, now save those for the end. Okay, so this is the kind of color I'm talking about, guys. This is smelling amazing, so your whole house should be smelling like beautiful lemongrass fried chicken right now, and you want that amazing deep dark color. Oh, that's just happiness, pure happiness right there. All right, and just give that a little shake. Now once you've done all your chicken pieces, now you need to give a little bit of salt love here. Sprinkle that on top. Oh, look at that chicken skin. So now let's get these guys out onto a plate. Now those of you who know me very well would know this is a bit weird because where is the chili? Okay, in this little bowl, this little orange number here is some hot sauce. I'm using my very own coconut sriracha, which I love because it is ridiculously spicy, tangy, all the things. But look, your favorite hot sauce, totally fine here. Or you could do a sweet chili as well, that's good. But what we do want here is this final little zhuzhing I was talking about earlier. We want some kaffir lime leaves just sprinkled all over the top. And that smell, so that lime fragrance when it hits that hot chicken, whew, amazing. And there you go, guys. Thai fried chicken. This is smelling like pure happiness. I need to get in here and I need to be eating some fried chicken now. Oh wow, it smells so good. Hot temperature and spicy because of the sauce. But that flavor, so intensely, like salty, seasony, and the lemongrass and that like burst of lime at the end, ridiculous, like totally ridiculous. Yeah.